Welcome back, everyone. Well, you know, when you think about the community, nothing is more central to the community for generations, years and years and years, than the public library. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, oh, changing face of technology, a library is just a bunch of books on a shelf. Well, we're about to tell you that the public library in Saratoga Springs offers so much to the community in so many areas. And joining me today are two people that can talk about this. I've got Gina Michelin, who is a Community Relations Coordinator. Welcome, Gina.
Thank you.
And I've got Jennifer Ugradowski. I knew I was going to have trouble with that. Ugradowski, who is the head of the Youth Services Department for the Saratoga Springs Public Library. So welcome, both of you.
Thank you. It's great
Very
to be
nice
here.
to have you here.
Thank you.
I want to jump right in. School's ending, right? Mm-hmm. And so the kids now are going to be facing what are they going to do for the summer. Mm-hmm. And the public library has a unbelievable program in place for summer reading. Isn't that right?
It is.
All right, so tell me a bit about it.
Well, our summer reading program starts on June 22nd, so it's the week that the kids get out of school. It's a great opportunity for kids to practice their reading over the summer, to come in and hear some great performers, and to get some new experiences. And to prevent something that we often hear called the summer slide, which is kids going back to school and not having the skills up to pace to go back in the fall.
Well, you know, when I was younger, we used to have a sign reading over the summer, which nobody ever did anyway. So there was no peer pressure, and there was nobody saying, "Did you read that?" You know, I really like that idea. The slide, I had never heard that phrase before, but when you think about it, it's really true. A child is in school for the whole year. They're learning, they're learning, they're learning. Summer vacation comes. The word vacation starts to absorb all of their interests. So this is a nice opportunity to keep their skills up to date, isn't it?
Absolutely.
You had also mentioned something else to me that I didn't think about. Pleasure reading. What's that about?
Pleasure reading is something I think we all wish we had more time to do, especially kids that are in school all year round and learning and focusing and being asked to sit in the classroom and take the tests that they need to do to pass and things. In the summer is a great opportunity for them to sit down with a book that they just enjoy, something that they can escape into, get into a new world, get into the eyes of another character, and it's a great opportunity for them to do that.
Sure, you think about it all year long. It's eat your spinach, read this, math and all this other stuff. And suppose you have a real interest in mystery or something, then it gives you the kids the opportunity to do that. And one other thing you mentioned to me I wanted to tell everyone was about kind of a buddy system, right? What is that?
We have a program called Book Buddies, and it's for children going into the 6th grade up to 12th grade, and they actually help listen to the younger kids who do their book reports when they come in during the summer. So the younger ones read their books, they come in and they'll tell us a little bit about them, and often it's a book buddy, a teenager, who listens to them. So it's nice. It's a nice chance for them to interact with a younger kid and an older child.
And hence developing some nice social skills.
Absolutely,
right?
and communication.
And using their time wisely over the summer, right? Isn't it? Well, you get the idea that what the library does. What really stunned me is that in the course of the year, I asked Gina here, I said, how many programs do you do? And she said 1,500 in a year. I thought it was like that's like 3 a day or something like that. So I want to highlight some of those.
Okay.
You're very involved, and why? Why are you so involved in creating all these programs?
I think, there's a changing face of libraries, and the perception is, as you said, it's not just a building full of books anymore. And there is a call to action for libraries to, remain relevant in today's society. We have technology at our fingertips, quite literally. And we are a community center. We're located right in the heart of Saratoga Springs. What better place to be for a library? And there's something for everyone, from infants through old age. And we live in a rich community full of history. There's just so many things to choose from and so many needs in the community. And so we play a role in fulfilling the needs and the interests of that community.
Oh, you really are answering. I want to focus on 3 of the things that we discussed. Computer training. You talk about the changing face of technology and really at your fingertips. Well, the library is doing something about that. So you're offering programs in computer learning, training, correct?
Yeah. Ongoing, nearly daily.
We
have computer classes. Often there are 3 a day, 2 or 3 a day. We have Kathy Handy, who's our computer trainer, who's incredible. And I've had people at different conventions and expos come up to me and say, from Department of Unemployment and Training, they've said, you know, Kathy Handy's been instrumental in helping so many of our people find jobs, which has been very relevant in today's world. But also everything from, you know, Microsoft Office Suite to social networking to genealogy classes to planning your vacation online. We have everything, and from even learning to click a mouse and basic keyboarding skills.
Well, so, you know, when you talk about basic skills, the one that struck me that you were talking about were the literacy programs. Now, this is literacy on really two levels. A lot of people moving into our area where English is a second language. Absolutely. That's a literacy issue. But believe it or not, more than we'd like to realize, there are members of our population who have trouble, who were born here, who have trouble with reading skills, right?
Absolutely.
And writing skills.
And we have some of those computer classes that I mentioned, we have offered in Spanish on occasion. But also we have Literacy New York of the Greater Capital Region has an office physically in our library. They share the floor with the children's room. And they run 3 classes a week. English as a second language, conversational English. All of their information can be found in our seasonal brochure that we send out when the classes are. And they do serve both communities. They serve the communities where people moving into the area from various countries. And I had the opportunity when I first started at the library to sit in on some of those classes, and it'll just bring tears to your eyes. You know, some of the stories that these people have, where they came from, and the fact that they can connect with other people, maybe from the same place, maybe from another world away.
Sure, so you're developing that sense of community there too. One last one that I have to highlight on, because one of my favorites, is local history. Let's face it, we're living in an area that has a very rich, deep, diversified history, and the library is committed to doing a lot of work in programming on talking about our local history, right?
Yeah. We have the Saratoga History Room on the 2nd floor, which if you ever have any time and you're in Saratoga and you're looking for something to do, maybe get out of the rain, take a walk into the history room, because the old menus from the restaurants, the old photographs, everything, it's just so beautiful and interesting and rich, and everybody loves Saratoga for various reasons, and it's all there. And so to, you know, capitalize on the fact that we've got this beautiful collection in the history room, our local history librarian does a great job. We have a partnership program with the Saratoga Springs Heritage Area Visitors Center. It's our very popular Brown Bag Lunch series, which runs in the spring and fall. It's the 3rd Thursday at noon, and it's often standing room only for many of those programs. So because that program became so successful with the Brown Bag Lunch, we really stepped it up with local history, and there's always something, you know, at least 2 a month that focus on local history in Saratoga.
Again, it's such a rich history.
It is. We're lucky.
So I guess we proved the fact that the Saratoga Springs Library is just not a bunch of books on its shelves. And you both speak very passionately about it. I have been over to that room, the history room. It's really pretty fascinating. She's right. You have a little bit of time. You should go check this out. It's really something. If you want one last statistic, 28,000 people participated in over 1,500 programs, and that's in 1 year. Saratoga Springs Library. Terrific. Thank you both very much for coming in and giving us an idea of what you're doing. You know, it's really much more encompassing than I think most of us had known, right?
Yeah, we just scratched the surface here, so,
I know
come on in.
Good. Thank you very much for coming in.
Thanks, Jesse.
To see this interview again, head to our website, looktvonline.com.